Instead, they went from making me say WTF to saying WEF. They brought Mark Carney down, goaltender, now for the Edmonton Oilers from morning skate. Do you see this, Dave? Do you see this?
Yeah, it's hard not to. It showed up everywhere. My goodness. You'd think they had actually signed him to a PTO.
Even Spittin' Chicklets, the biggest sellouts in all of hockey podcasts, and these guys will sell booze to your kids. If your kid had no hands, they try to sell them some gloves. Even they said, what are you doing? Bringing out this guy from the World Economic Forum, the unelected Prime Minister of Canada. You bring him out. Listen, he went to the Oilers game. He's a Canadian citizen, we think. He bought tickets. He brought a security team. They pay for their tickets. Cool. Come sit at the game. Don't care. Anybody's allowed to go enjoy the game. You invited him to the rink for morning skate. You gave him a custom jersey, and he went on the ice. He couldn't even skate or hit the net. Guys rolling around in goalie skates, giving Ryan Nugent-Hopkins passes for morning skate. Like, what are you guys doing? You guys basically endorsed Mark Carney by having him come to your morning skate. And you got to think, they told Connor, hey, Connor, what do you think? Yeah, Lauren said to vote NDP or Liberal. So, yeah, I guess we can bring Mark Carney to. What is going. I hope you guys missed the playoffs. I hope Connor and Leon ask for trades in the summer. I hope the team folds and moves to Saskatoon. I hope the Flames make the playoffs and you don't. I hate the Oilers.
I'm sorry, I blacked out. I missed all that. What happened?
What do you think?
Well, I think he could have picked any one of those Canadian teams to do that with. And, the easy answer would have been to go do it with the Ottawa Senators. But the fact that it was the Edmonton Oilers, again, I said it earlier in the show, a lot of the stuff comes down to marketing. He's playing to the sensibility and the love of the Edmonton Oilers and Central Alberta, and that's what he was doing. He happened to be there. Oh, I happen to be a former hockey goalie. I'm big hockey. You guys got room for me? Of course, Mr. Prime Minister, whether they did it begrudgingly or not. Of course, Mr. Prime Minister, you're more than welcome to come down. Great photo op for them. Are you kidding me? The Oilers' social media got a boost. The PM's Twitter account got a boost. It was a win-win for everybody, regardless if you agreed with it or not.
I don't think anybody wins. I think you alienated half the audience because you've said it. The NHL teams try to appeal to everybody. So now your conservatives out in Edmonton, where they actually dig the oil, are not going to be coming to the games. They're like, I've had enough with this stuff. I've had enough of the lunacy going on in Canada. And the Oilers are supporting the nut job that's running this stuff, who's Trudeau 2.0.
You don't think there was a couple of jokes about him stepping out on the ice going, oh, every time he takes a stride, there's a 25% carbon tax on that?
I was just hoping he put the pads on, somebody could shoot at him.
Oh, no, that's not a chance that's happening. Are you kidding me?
What do you think the security team would do?
Oh, you know what? It's funny. I learned this years ago when Stephen Harper was prime minister and he came to a Jets game. And it was very clear that although it looks like there's not a lot of security around, there's security around. You just don't realize it. Like, they had guys up in the rafters looking through scopes, checking out everybody. They're there. They're just a little more covert about the whole thing rather than the USA, who basically has UFC fighters walking around whoever their president is at the time. Canada's just a little more subtle about it.
When I was at the Chateau Laurier in Ottawa 2 months ago, I was asking one of the guys who was in charge of all this stuff about exactly that, because the presidents come here, prime ministers, all the dignitaries, lots of really important people stay here. And he would say how when the president would stay, last time let's say like when Joe Biden came to stay, for 2 weeks before, they would clear out the entire floor that he's staying on, the floor below and the floor above, have the bomb squad, have the dogs, have everybody go through it, and it sits empty for 2 weeks, and they watch it. Nobody comes in. He comes in, does his thing. Obviously, there's security at every possible corner. They take up the entire roof. They have snipers. They have all these guys on top of the rooftop, and they have this technology. I don't know exactly how they get it to work, but when the president is on the move, anybody within a 200 or 200 meter radius of him, your cell phone will not work. It gets no signal. So they have adapted it to where the president is, if you're within 200 meters, your phone will not work at all. It's a total blackout.
Yeah, a lot of those motorcades they roll in too, they may look like really nice Cadillac Escalades, but the moonroof pops open on those ones and you've got a Gatling gun coming up within seconds on those. It's a very delicate dance that those Secret Service agents play. And I watched Trudeau roll up into our studio here once upon a time to talk about the aforementioned gentleman, colleague of mine, Chester, on CJKS, who had an interview with him. And there's a pretty significant security detail. Whether you think they are or not, they are.
Hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button.
We do a new podcast every single Sunday during the season called Sling the Biscuit. It is a non-mainstream hockey podcast, so we talk about my hockey career, the minor pros, Spain, the Fed, you name it, all the stuff that you won't hear in the mainstream news.
Music,
Pop culture.
politics, a little bit.
Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you soon.